Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a few days since I've done a voiceover, but I am back now, so welcome back all. I'm hoping to post a video every day this week, hopefully up until Friday, and we'll see about the weekend. I was supposed to post yesterday, but my editing stuff was all a bit haywire, so I thought I'd leave it till today and make sure that everything was correct. So here we are. So today we're making a not-so-berry home, and this was a personal build request by one of my friends on Facebook. So yes, that's what we're doing today. We're making a not-so-berry home for a red and yellow gen. I am following a specific exterior plan, so that's why it's a bit slower, because usually I kind of just, well, either make it up on the spot or it's more of my generic style that I'm used to making. So this sort of style is very different than what I normally make, but I really enjoyed it. I have made one similar before as build challenge with my friend The Sims Days. We used to do an hour challenge, and we had to make a build within an hour, and whatever it looked like we had to just keep it like that. So I did make an entrance which was quite similar to this in the past, but it did take me quite a while to make these steps all line up, and they kept glitching. I'm not quite sure why, and they ended up deleting again after, and I had to redo them, I think. So yeah, it did take me quite a while. So yes, I working on the roofing. It was a very awkward shaped roof, so I was like, I'm really not sure what I wanted to do here. But I do like how it turned out. The roofing still kind of bothers me because it's kind of like a very unusual shape, but I like the building a lot. In the floor plan that I was given to follow from, there was a big open inside section where there was like a balcony, but I didn't really know how to fit that in initially because I changed the inside floor plan because it just wasn't fitting, because obviously it's a real building that I was following and this is The Sims, so it was quite difficult to make a floor plan, but I think what I went with in the end turned out really nicely. So I did add a balcony on the inside, and all of the back of the building is glass, so it's kind of like a big open sort of modern vibe at the back. So I do really like that, and I haven't done that ever before, I don't think, or at least not in a very long time, so that was nice for a change. So yeah, I am just working on the outside, and like I said, because I'm following an actual house and trying to make it exact, it did take me quite a while to try and get things as perfect as they could be for The Sims, because usually I do have like the exterior of a build that I do follow occasionally, but I don't follow it like exactly as it is. It's kind of more of an inspiration, but this was a specific build request, so I needed to make it as exact as possible. But I am happy with how it turned out in the end. It was just a lot more fiddling around than usual because yeah, it was just very specific, but I really do like this build. So thank you for the delightful request, my wonderful friend. Yes, so I'm just adding in some landscaping, and I wanted to add some yellow and red bushes on the outside to match the inside, because each floor is a different colour. So the bottom floor, the ground floor, is the yellow gen, and the first floor, or the first place you enter when you go up those stairs, is the red gen. So currently I am working on the floor plan. Like I said, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go for. I did play around with it for quite a while, and I'm deleting the floor in this section to add like a more modern vibe, because that was in the original floor plan, like I said, and I wanted to incorporate it somehow, but I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do it. But I really like how this turned out. I think it's just enough space, and if you've got 1 or 2 Sims, I think it's like a really nice size home. So yes, I'm definitely going to incorporate this balcony idea into some of my current builds that I'm doing, because I just really like it, and it makes it look so sunny and like, I don't know, I just like the vibe. So yeah. Also guys, just to say, my shell challenge has 8 days left for you guys to enter, so be sure to check that out on my gallery at Laura Abbey X. It's a tiny shell challenge. It has to stay a tiny home, but other than that you can do whatever you want other than delete the walls that already exist. I do have about 20 entries so far, which is wonderful because that's the most I've had, and I'm really looking forward to touring them. So if you guys do want to enter, be sure to check that out on my gallery, and it's like pinned as the top build, so it's easy to find. So yes, do let me know if you partake in that challenge, and if you have Simstagram as well, be sure to put it on there so I can see it and share your wonderful builds. No pressure, you don't have to, but if you'd like your build to be featured on my YouTube and Instagram, then be sure to do that before the 10th of May. So anyway, back to the build. So I'm just adding in the wallpaper. I do usually do this off camera, but I kind of wanted to include it for today because it was very specific colour schemes. I did struggle a little bit with the colour scheme for the kitchen because I wanted her to be a bit more stylish than the yellow gen. I felt like the red gen was a bit more, I'm not sure what the word is, but into style then, whereas the yellow gen was a bit more casual and just homely. But I do like the colour schemes, and it's certainly different to what I usually use. And like I've said many times before, I'm not used to using colour, I'm usually just very neutral, so on the off occasion that I do get the chance to make something with colour, it's very nice because I get to use items that I didn't even realise existed. And I found that narrowing the colour schemes down on the list on the right side, you know what I mean, you find items that you didn't even know existed at all, especially rugs. I don't know why, but if you colour coordinate on the right hand side, you can select a colour. When you go to the rug section, there are so many different swatches that I never knew existed, so a random fact, but useful. So I'm just adding in some clutter to the kitchen. I wanted to make it obviously yellow, but I didn't want it to be like overpowering, so I did end up adding some white and black and the colourful bread box. Obviously the overall colour is yellow, but I just really like how it turned out. I think it's really homely, and I definitely see my Sims living here even if it wasn't part of the Not So Berry challenge. So yeah. We're just working on the lounge or the living space, which you can look down upon from the upstairs, which I thought was really nice. And obviously all of the glass windows make it so much brighter and a happier environment. I think it's a place where it would be really nice to sit in the summer and just have the sunset in the background. That's what I was envisaging when making this. These are the curtains I was on about in my previous build, guys. I'm literally obsessed with them. I use them in every single build, and they just fit really perfectly here as well. They fit perfectly in every room, to be honest. Although I do try to use different ones because I just use them constantly, so... Anyway, now we're moving on to the dining space, and I really like this hanging plant at the minute, as you can tell. I just really like it, and I usually use the Nifty Knitting ones, which... kind of frustrating because some of them are like different heights, which I know is good for different sized walls and all, but when I constantly just play on the small height, then yeah, it does kind of get annoying because I spent ages trying to pick out the succulent plants, but you know, it's fine. So now we're just moving on to the bedroom. I didn't have a specific gender in mind for the yellow gen. The red gen is a adult female as requested, but my friend currently has not birthed the yellow gen yet because it's the red gen's child, so I didn't have any particular gender in mind or anything to go off really. I just kind of made it as bright and sunny as possible, so that is what we're doing here. I wanted to have a little space for the closet, but I didn't want to make it the entire little room, if that makes sense. I wanted the sim to be able to like go into that room, so I like how it turned out with the wardrobe and the little mirror in the corner. So now we're just moving on to the bathroom. I've decided to use this sink in the yellow and the red gen because it's a lot easier to place objects on than the growing together one, because you can only place one object at the back of the sink. so it does take me a lot longer to fiddle around with that to try and get it all level, so I thought it was a good colour anyway, so it just fit nicely. The yellow gen do have a cat, so I've added in a litter tray, and I've never used this litter tray before. It just made me laugh. The colour, not the colour, the facial expression. So yes, I do spend quite a while in this bathroom in comparison to my usual rooms, but then again, it's probably because it's not what I usually make, so I wanted to do something a bit different. So yes, that is the yellow gen complete. And now we are working on the red gen. So as I said, this is the mother of the yellow gen, and I think she's very stylish and she likes everything to be a particular way, so I wanted to make it, I don't know what the word is, but just modern, but not overly modern. I don't really know how to explain what I'm thinking, guys. But I decided to add this little countertop overlooking the open space because I thought it was really pretty, and it's definitely something that I would incorporate if this was my house. So yeah, that is what I've included there. I did decide to add some cabinets, even though it kind of looks silly in front of the window, but it's The Sims, so I've been trying to tell myself it's okay if it doesn't look exactly like real life, because it isn't real life, and it's my creative expression for what I think looks pretty or what suits the particular generation I'm on or whatnot. So I'm trying not to be too particular or too much of a perfectionist, which is very challenging because I tend to make things like very just so in real life. It's kind of like my outlet for making things perfect. But I've been trying not to be so particular because it's much more fun when you just go for it and you try different styles like this. This isn't my usual style at all. I've never used red, but I really enjoyed making this build, so I definitely encourage you guys to try out different styles or just different colours. And like I said, when you narrow it down by specific colours on the right hand side there, you just find new items that you never even knew existed, and then you think, oh, I could try that in this room. Or even if you do it as like someone's bedroom and the child likes that particular colour, I just find it really fun to try new stuff out. So that is my word of advice for today, guys. Go and try out some different colour schemes and different styles and just mess around with different swatches and just fuel your creativity. Gosh, I've become some spokesperson today, apparently. Do you guys find this really frustrating? I think I've said it before, but the bedside tables are all so different in size. Some of them are like huge and like out of proportion, and some are tiny, and I just find that I use the same ones repetitively. But I did find these bedside tables, and I did quite like that the lines go in different directions, so I decided to leave it there, and it kind of matches the rug in a roundabout way, sort of. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was very fitting. I did struggle a bit with the space in this room because it was quite little. It wasn't really, but the way I laid it out was quite challenging to fit what I wanted to fit into the space. But I felt as though she was kind of like into crystals and plants and just very like at nature, and she likes designing, so I added some magazine stuff and swatches to her bed. And yeah, so that is the red gen bedroom. And again, we're using this sink in a red swatch. This bathroom, I did struggle a bit with the lighting, which I did cut out because I was going to add some lights above the sink and, or the mirror I should say, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I didn't do that in the end. So anyway, guys, I am coming to the end of the video where the screenshots will play, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do have any build requests that are like specific builds you would like me to make, then do message me on my Instagram at LauraAbbeyX and we can sort something out. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I shall see you all tomorrow with a new family home in San Sequoia. So I hope you all look forward to that, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Thanks guys, bye.
When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her smile, then you've been in love. That's how you know you've been in love. The Something about the way she laughs and the way she always dances when she thinks nobody sees. And when she's gone I miss her so. I tell her, baby, please don't go. I think you should stay with me. And I really get what the love songs are talking about. Oh, and I just wanna tell her how I feel, scream it out loud. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever lost your head? Have you felt like you were out of breath when you saw her in that dress? When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her smile, then you've been in love. That's how you know you've been in love. She came from, it kinda turned me upside down. I just don't know what to do. I wanna spend the night with her, bring one of my t-shirts so it smells like her perfume.